All right, and we are live. Good evening po sa inyong lahat mga kaguro. And of course, welcome back to Gurong Pinoy. Hello, of course, sa lahat ng members ng Team Skinner, our Let Babies for this September. No? And of course, we only have 12 days left. 12 days na lamang po. At of course, we already have September 24, your battle. Okay, pinakamalaking battle na ngayon po ay inyong kakaharapin. And of course, that would be your licensure examination for teachers. And so I know, handang-handa na po tayo. And of course, handang-handa na po yung Team Skinner. Paki-like na po, love, and of course, paki-share na po ng ating video para po mas marami tayong tulungan at mas marami po tayong mga kaguro na maipasa, no? Matulungan maipasa yung kanilang licensure examination for teachers. And of course, tonight is September 12th, and tonight po, we have classified files too. Of course, this is all exclusive for the members of Team Skinner. 100 items, no? 100 items of all the left items that you might find sa inyo pong September 24 na licensure examination for teachers. So again, dire-diretso hanggang Friday, we have our classified files din po for our majorship on Saturday and Sunday, although I know some of you have already had your classified files or your fast drills. No? So again, until Thursday, magkakasama po tayo, and on Friday, you will have math with Coach Toto. All right, and so of course, all this we are doing para po hindi lamang ninyo maipasa yung inyong licensure exam, maitap din po, no? And of course, hindi po bago ang pagkakaroon ng ating mga kagurong top-notcher sa Gurong Pinoy. In the previous let, we have 2 top 1, no? Dalawang top 1, 1 in the B, and of course, isa sa ating SPLE, and that would be Coach Toto, no? And so, 15 top-notchers total in March 2023 na licensure examination for teachers. And so, top 3 for September of this year would be receiving 100,000 pesos. Top 2 would be receiving 200,000 pesos. And of course, top 1 would be receiving 300,000 pesos, all from Gurong Pinoy, okay? So of course, if you naman, if ikaw naman po ay magti-take ng LETS sa March next year, we have also opened Team Pavlov. Ready na din po yung Team Pavlov. We already have some files for refresher, no? And so, dire-diretso po yung ating pagre-review. We will have our international online orientation for Team Pavlov, Gen Ed and Prof Ed on November 10th. Then for your majorship, we will have it on October 28th. Then of course, diagnostic tests would follow the day after. Okay, so again, to join any of our teams, ganun din po sa ating civil service examination, open na din po for March of next year. Just send a message through this Facebook page. All right, classified files too. If you are ready, I am ready. But of course, let us all have our opening prayer. So samahan niyo po ako mga kaguro. Dear Lord, I come to you to ask for your guidance and direction in this study session. I ask that the Holy Spirit fill me with strength, creativity, and understanding to get through my studies without difficulty or sin. Help me hold my focus and attention. Help me to retain all that I learned. Please make my mind sharp and keep distractions at bay. If any part of my studying is weak or lacking in some way, let it be revealed so that I may correct it. Thank you for this opportunity to learn. Amen. All right, with 12 days left, we have classified files to 100 items, all left items, all those things that you might find in your licensure exam for teachers. Like, love, and share our video. Paki-share na po ng ating video. Let us all start with question number 1. Remember, ito po is going to be following, we will be following our fast drills na format, okay? Because we have 100 items tonight. All right, so again, all these are left items that you might find in your actual licensure examination for teachers. We start with the first item, a molecule that allows plants to capture energy from sunlight. Would this be the first one, first choice, chlorophyll, or the second choice, chloroplast? What do you think is the right choice for item number 1? Okay? Saglit lamang po, i-charge ko lamang yung aking laptop. All right, so again, for number one here, a molecule that allows plants to capture energy from sunlight. Molecule, isa po siyang molecule na nagtatrap ng sunlight. Okay, so capturing sunlight, of course, we know na kailangan ng ating mga halaman ang sunlight for the process of photosynthesis, no? Kung paano po sila gumawa ng sarili nilang food. Okay, so we sometimes call our plants autotrophs, which means that they are organisms that can make their own food. Tayo po ay walang kakayanang gumawa no, ng ating sariling food through the process of photosynthesis. Hindi po pwedeng magpaaraw ka lamang busog ka na. Sana all, no? Sana po pwedeng magpaaraw lamang tayo, gather lamang tayo ng sunlight, mabubusog na tayo kasi nakakapagawa tayo ng sarili nating pagkain. No? That's the process of photosynthesis. Pero tayo po ay walang kakayanang gumawa niya, no? Because we are heterotrophs, no? So autotrophs are your plants. They can make their own food through the process of photosynthesis, while animals such as us are called heterotrophs, no? Hetero means many. That means our food source are many, no? So marami tayong food sources. We get them from plants, maaari din naman from some other animals, so like beef, your pork, no, your poultry, chicken, po pwede, or fish, okay? And so we are looking for number one here, no? Mga tinamad na mag-type, sabi dito. Ang hinahanap po natin, of course, would be the first one, no? So chlorophyll yung ating hinahanap, no? So ito yung molecule na nag-harness, nagka-capture ng energy from sunlight. And of course, we can find the chlorophyll sa ating pong plant cell. Makikita natin siya sa chloroplast, no? So kumbaga, ang chloroplast mo, ito yung bahagi ng cell kung saan mo po makikita yung chlorophyll. At yung chloroplast mo, dyan din po nangyayari yung photosynthesis, okay? But the molecule that we were looking for, the green pigment in plants, would be called chlorophyll, okay? So come back for chlorophyll. We go to number 2, isang uri ng sanaysay na di pangkaraniwan ang paksa na tinatalakay ng ayon sa sariling estilo ng manunulat. Ito ay tinatawag na malaya or malikhain. What is our choice? Okay, number 2, di pangkaraniwan ang paksa, tinatalakay ng ayon sa sariling estilo ng manunulat. Okay, ano kaya ang ating hinahanap, malaya or malikhain? Naku, may lindol daw sa Cagayan de Oro. Naku, mag-ingat po kayo dyan, no? Sana po ay hindi malaki, hindi masyadong malubha, no, yung pinsala sa ating mga kaguro. Okay, malaya kaya? Pinapalaya ko na siya? Malaya kaya? Or malikhain? Malaya na sa nakaraan, sabi ng isang kaguro. Okay, uri ng sanaysay, di pangkaraniwan ang paksa, tinatalakay ayon sa sariling estilo ng manunulat. Ang hinahanap po natin dito ay malaya. Okay, malaya ka na. Okay, so malaya ang ating choice for this item right here. Ang malikhain naman po ay nagbibigay daan sa mga manunulat na ipahayag ang kanilang mga kaisipan, damdamin at ideya sa isang artistic at malikhain na paraan. No? So ito yung hinahanap nating wala sa ating question. Okay? So dapat artistic, creative, no? Yan po yung malikhain. Okay? So malaya ang ating hinahanap po dito. We go to number 3, the environmental conditions that has been blamed for the usual occurrence of fish kills. Would this be greenhouse effect or acid rain? What is our choice? Ano yung ating biniblame for the occurrence of fish kills? Okay, would this be the greenhouse effect or acid rain? Acid rain kaya ito or the greenhouse effect? Okay, so again, environmental conditions that has been blamed for the usual occurrence of fish kill. Okay, so pag sinabi mo pong fish kill, nakikita mong nagsilutangan yung mga isda, no? Kasi maraming isda yung mga yung namatay. Okay, so yan po yung tinatawag nating phenomenon na fish kill, no? Maraming naglutangang isda kasi nga naglutangan sila kasi patay na, no? Tsugi na yung mga isda natin. So ano yung environmental condition na ating sinisisi kapag ka merong fish kill? Greenhouse effect or acid rain? Ang tumpak na choice dito, okay, ayan, medyo hati pa rin yung taong bayan, no? Ang tumpak na choice po natin dito is acid rain, okay? So asido, merong asido, so nakaka-epekto po siya sa bodies of water natin, no? Hindi po greenhouse effect, although of course may epekto din naman yung greenhouse effect sa ating thermal conditions, especially in bodies of water, pero in this item, acid rain ang ating tumpak na choice, okay? Now, there is another term, no? Meron pa pong isang term na kalimitang nakikita nyo sa LEP, no? Malimit po nakikita ito sa licensure exam for teachers. Sometimes, in some exams, in some years, no? 3 beses, 2 beses, 4 na beses yung question na to. Ang question pong ito ay eutrophication, no? Yung sagot dyan is eutrophication. Kung wala pong eutrophication, hypertrophication yung inyong magiging sagot. Ano itong eutrophication? Meron kang, for example, meron kang farm lot, no, or farmland, meron kang farmland, no, or rice fields, for example. Tapos gumamit ka ng abono, gumamit ka ng fertilizer sa inyong rice fields. Now, what happens is that, kunwari nagkaroon ng baha, yung abono, yung nutrients coming from your abono, no, like your nitrogen and phosphorus, ay napunta sa bodies of water. Okay? So, because of this, dahil meron kang abono sa inyong tubig, nagkaroon ngayon ng algal bloom. No? So, that means maraming algae yung nabuhay, naging mayabong yung inyong algae. No? And so, eventually, when the algae dies, your algae actually here is going to compete with your fish, no? It's going to compete with the different animals that you have in your water, and so it can also cause fish kill, okay? So makakakos din po siya ng fish kill. This would be eutrophication or hypertrophication. Meron pa siyang isang common question sa LEP, yung kapag ka nag-seep through yung sewage water, no, your sewage, yung mga basura, yung mga galing sa Poso Negro, what will happen to the bodies of water, or what phenomenon is this? You can also call this eutrophication or hypertrophication. Parehas lamang po sila. Okay? It's either eutrophication or hypertrophication. Sometimes, no, in the previous LEP, paulit-ulit po itong tanong, 3 times, 4 times, nakikita ng ating mga kaguro. Okay? So that would be eutrophication. Now, this right here is your greenhouse effect. Alam naman natin kung ano yung greenhouse effect. In our atmosphere, there is what we call your ozone layer. No? Yung ozone layer mo, makikita mo siya, di ba, sa stratosphere. Okay? In that layer of your atmosphere, which you call stratosphere, at siya po yung nagpoprotekta, no, sa ating earth para hindi masyadong maging mainit, okay? But since we use, as humans, we often use chlorofluorocarbons, your aerosol sprays, your refrigerants, your air conditioning. Because of this, ay nagkakaroon ng butas yung ozone layer, no? And so what happens is that your greenhouse effect is no longer natural, hindi na siya healthy. Now, your greenhouse effect is too much, okay? So, masyado nang mainit, natatrap na yung heat, no, yung solar radiation. Excuse me, natatrap po yung solar radiation sa ating atmosphere, no? So hindi na siya nag-e-escape into space. And so what happens is that it can cause global warming, which can eventually cause climate change. Okay? So greenhouse effect would cause global warming, would cause your climate change. Okay? So greenhouse effect po yan. Ang dami pong items sa greenhouse effect. Saan mo makikita yung ozone? Your answer would be the stratosphere. In which layer of your atmosphere can you find the ozone layer? Your answer would be your stratosphere. What would be the relationship between your greenhouse, your climate change, and your global warming? Greenhouse effect would cause global warming, which is an increase in the temperature all over the world, and it can cause climate change, no? So sa ngayon, as you can see, wala nang definite na dry season, wet season, no? Kahit na dati sa mga, for example, sa mga buwan na wala masyadong bagyo, ngayon po, marami na tayong bagyo, no? Yung mga lugar dati na hindi binabaha, ngayon binabaha na. That's because of climate change na din, okay? Now, another question, another item sa na common regarding this would be, what causes the destruction of your ozone layer? Your answer there would be the use of CFCs, or the use of chlorofluorocarbons. Okay, so tandaan po lahat ng items na yan. Alright, we go to the next item, number 4. Uri ng pagbabagong morponemiko or morpoponemiko na gumagamit ng pagpapalit ng posisyon ng ponema sa salita. Would this be metathesis or assimilation? What is our choice? Okay. Parang siya nag-change. Climate change, humuhugot. Alright, so ano ito? Pagbabagong morpoponemiko na gumagamit ng pagpapalit ng posisyong ponema or posisyon ng ponema sa salita. Parang ikaw pinalitan, aray. Okay? Pagbabagong morpoponemiko na gumagamit ng pagpapalit ng posisyon ng ponema sa salita. Ang ating pong hinahanap na choice dito, of course, would be metathesis. Tama po yan. Metathesis, yung ating sagot. No? So, ito po ay tinatawag ding paglilipat at usually, ito yung nangyayari no? Pag meron kang salitang nagsisimula sa letter Y or L no? At gumamit ka ng unlapping in, imbis na yinakap, nagiging niyakap. No? So, nagpapalit ang posisyon ng ponema. So, tinatawag din siyang paglilipat or metathesis. What about your assimilation? Ang assimilasyon naman po, asimilasyon ang pagbabago dahil sa impluensya ng magkatabing tunog. Kunwari, ang sing ay nagiging sin o sim. Ang pang ay nagiging pan o pam. No? So, ito naman ay dahil sa impluensya ng magkakatabing tunog. Okay? Pero hinahanap natin sa number 4 would be metathesis. Alright? We go to number 5. Mga salitang ginagamit bilang informal. Would this be koloksyal or lalawiganin? Okay? Ano kaya ang ating tumpak na choice for number 5? Salitang ginagamit bilang informal, kolokyal, or lalawiganin? Okay, so usually, ang ating pong description dito, ito yung mga common na terms, common na salita, no? Salitang ginagamit natin sa pang-araw-araw. Okay, ginagamit bilang informal. So that means hindi siya ginagamit sa mga formal na pagpupulong, hindi siya ginagamit sa mga formal letters, no? And so ang tumpak na choice natin dito would be colloquial. Okay, so colloquial, no? Or colloquial terms in English. Ang lalawiganin, of course, ito yung mga ginagamit natin sa mga lalawigan, di ba? Sa iba't ibang lalawigan. For example, mayroon kang Hiligaynon dito sa Iloilo, mayroon kang Cebuano, okay, meron kang Kapampangan, okay, so iba-iba yung ating mga lingwahe sa iba't ibang lalawigan, okay, so colloquial po ang ating hinahanap dito. Next one, number 6, decomposition is a process in which a substance is broken to make it useful in other processes. The organisms that are capable of decomposing are called the first one is tertiary consumers and the next one is saprotrophs. What is our choice? Okay, ano yung tawag mo sa mga organismo? The organisms that are capable of decomposing substances. Okay? And so sometimes we'd say, ang kinakain nila or ang source of nutrients nila would be the decomposing matter or decaying matter. No? Minsan yan yung question sa inyong licensure exam. Baliktad, no? Yung kanilang kinakain would be decaying matter or decomposing matter. And ang tumpak na choice, of course, would be saprotrophs. Okay? So saprotrophs po yung ating hinahanap. For example, yung mga bacteria, okay, some fungi would also be considered your saprotrophs. Now, what about your tertiary consumer? Yung tertiary consumer, of course, bahagi siya ng inyong food chain at ng inyong food web. Lumalabas sa let, ano yung pagkakaiba ng inyong food chain at food web? Yung food chain mo, linear lamang, no? So, isang linya lamang ang inyong sinusundan, no? Isang linya ng kumbaga ng food, no, ng pagpapasa ng inyong mga pagkain. Kapag medyo komplikado na, meron ng intertwine, you'd already call this your food web. Okay? So, tandaan lamang sa inyong food chain. Common question sa let, if you are going to be asked, you have your grass here, which is your producer, and then you have the primary consumer, your grasshopper. Kumbaga yung grasshopper mo dito, kinain niya yung grass. Your frog here eats the grasshopper. Your snake eats the frog, and so on, no? ay yung common question sa LET, alin sa mga organisms na to ang merong pinakamalaking energy, okay? Which among your organisms here has the highest amount of energy? Would it be your grass, your grasshopper, your frog, your snake, your hawk, or your fungi or fungi, no? You can pronounce this as fungi or fungi. As your decomposers, no? Your saprotrophs. Alin dito yung may pinakamalaking energy? What would be your choice or what would be your answer? Ayan, samot-sari, no? Iba-iba pa yung ating sagot. Meron pang mga medyo nalilito, no? Yung inyo pong magiging sagot dyan would be the grass. Remember, yung grass mo, dahil sa action ng inyong chlorophyll sa inyong number 1 kanina, nakukuha niya, nagagather niya yung sunlight, and so it is able to perform photosynthesis. So, direkta po yung grass, no? Yung grass nyo po, ang may 100% na amount of energy. That would be your grass, no? Titingnan mo dito sa inyong energy pyramid, ang inyong primary producers, for example, your grass, no, your plants, this would have 100% of your energy. As you go up your food pyramid or your energy pyramid, papunta sa primary consumer, 10% lamang po ang napupunta sa primary consumer. Pagpunta sa secondary consumer, 10% lamang ng energy ng inyong primary consumer yung kanya nakukuha. Pagpunta sa tertiary consumer, 10% lamang ng energy ng secondary consumer yung kanyang nakukuha. The 90%, ang 90% po, the rest of the energy is given off to your environment in the form of heat, okay? So naibabalik siya in the form of heat, 90%, no? 10% lamang yung naipapasa sa next level, sa next trophic level, no? So hindi po dahil yung for example, yung eagle mo dito, siya yung nasa taas, no? Or yung hawk mo dito, hawk pala siya, no? Siya yung nasa taas, huwag mong iisipin na siya yung pinakamalaki yung energy dahil kinain na niya lahat, no? Siya po actually yung may pinakamababang energy sa kanila. Now your decomposers or your saprotrophs naman, yung purpose nila is to return the nutrients to the soil, no? Binabalik nila yung nutrients sa soil, and of course, kung wala po tayong decomposers, the earth would be covered with dead bodies, no? So kung kunwari walang nabubulok na katawan, walang nabubulok na mga dahon or mga plants, no? Of course, the earth would be covered with dead plants and animals. And so nagpapasalamat din tayo, of course, sa decomposers dahil yung action nila ay binabalik nila ang nutrients sa ating earth, no? Para gamitin ulit ng other organisms, okay? So that's your food chain. We've talked about your food web. We've talked about your energy pyramid, all right? We go to number 7. Keyboards, mouse, and others are examples of hardware or software. Okay, what is our choice? Excuse me, hardware. Nakikita kong choice niyo ay hardware. Good evening po sa ating 2,000 plus na viewers, no? Ngayon, total of 2,000 plus. Okay, hardware. And of course, ang tumpak na choice natin dito would be hardware, no? So those physical components of technology, your keyboard, your mouse, your printer, your monitor, these are all your hardware, no? So hardware sila. Yung software mo po, these are your programs, okay? So yung programs mo, your apps mo, these are called software. All right? So tama po yan, Sir Ray John Mark. Sabi ni Sir Ray, tangible. Basta nakikita na hawakan mo, that to be your hardware, no? Yung apps mo, your programs in your computer, that to be your software. All right, we go to number 8, Filipino writer in English who used Hispanic Filipino cultures and traditions in his fiction works. Nick Joaquin or Bienvenido Santos? Sino kaya ang ating tumpak na choice? Ano po yun, Sir Daryl? Ay no, si Ma'am Daryl Hana? J5, good evening Coach Mac. Mapansin mo lang ako ngayon. Masaya na po ako. Hello po, good evening. Papasa na po. Okay. Nahahawakan yung hard, sabi ni Ma'am Angel Nibrea. Sana all hard. Huwag lang yung ulo, no? Okay, Nick Joaquin. Karamihang choice niyo, Nick Joaquin, Kuya Nick. Sabi ng isang kaguro natin, the correct choice of course would be Nick Joaquin, no? Quijano de Manila. Tama po yan. Meron ako nakitang comment kanina. Yung kanya pong naging pen name was Quijano, no? Quijano de Manila. And so siya po yung inyong magiging choice kapag yung question is a Filipino writer in English who used Hispanic Filipino cultures and traditions sa kanyang fiction, no? So, what about Bienvenido Santos? Si Bienvenido Santos naman po ang nagsulat ng The Scent of Apples, ng istorya about sa Filipino immigrant family in the US. Okay? So, Nick Joaquin ang ating pong hinahanap dito. We go to number 9. This is considered to be the earliest form of writing in the Philippines. Abacada or alibata? What's your choice? Okay, what is our choice for number 9? Abacada or alibata? Earliest form of writing in the Philippines, abacada kaya or alibata? Nakikita ko alibata, and so ang tumpak na choice is alibata. Kung wala yung alibata, ano yung inyong magiging choice? Malamang ano yung inyong magiging answer kapag wala yung alibata sa inyong choice? Okay, kapag wala yung alibata, ano pong hahanapin? Wala pa ako nakikita sa ating comment box. Okay, ayun. Or baybayin. Ayan, ang gagaling, no? So, kung wala pong alibata, baybayin ang ating hahanapin. Ang abacada, of course, was by Lope K. Santos. Lahat halos tayo na dito natuto sa abacada, no? A, E, I, O, U, etc. No? Abacada yung pag-learn natin ng reading dati. Okay? So, alibata or baybayin yung ating pong hinahanap na choice. We go to number 10. To be or not to be is a line from what literary piece? Hamlet or The Little Prince? Okay, what is our choice? To be or not to be ay isang linya from which literary piece? Hamlet or The Little Prince? Okay, what do you think is the right choice for number 10? Number 10 na po tayo. We are only at 10% of our discussion tonight. 100 items po tayo, of course. Nakikita kong sagot ninyo is Hamlet, sabi ni Facebook user, by Shakespeare. And that, of course, is our tumpak na choice. Okay? The Little Prince naman ay sinulat ni Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. No? Hindi ko alam kung ano yung tamang pagbigkas. Bahala na yung mga English major. No? Sa Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. That's for The Little Prince. Pero ang hinahanap natin choice, to be or not to be, that is the question, di ba? Hamlet po ang kanyang pinagmulan, of course, by Shakespeare, na Lolo Shakespeare. We go to 11. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle is what figure of speech? Onomatopoeia or alliteration? Actually, it should have been twinkle, 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 no? Pero yung naisulat po, na-type po sa let was tinkle, 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 no? So, para maging realistic and so that we can all be reminded na hindi po perfect yung mga items sa let, as is yung aking nilagay, no? So, tinkle, tinkle, tinkle is what figure of speech? Okay, what figure of speech? Ala, ang daming nagsasabi onomatopoeia or alliteration. Ano kaya ang ating tumpak na choice? Okay, so tinkle, tinkle, tinkle is what figure of speech? Ang tumpak na choice here would be onomatopoeia. Remember onomatopoeia? This is paghimig or paghihimig in Filipino, di ba? So you have the sounds of objects, no? The words coming from the different sounds of objects. For example, the buzzing bees, ano pa ba? Sumasagitsit na pusit, di ba? So tinkle, tinkle, tinkle as in the twinkling of the stars. Okay, so onomatopoeia po ang ating tumpak na choice. What about your alliteration? Ang alliteration naman po, you have the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. For example, your Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, di ba? So the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent, magkakasunod na words or closely connected words. So she sells seashells by the seashore. Okay, so alliteration po yan. All right, we go to number 12, bantas na ginagamit sa paghiwalay ng mga salita, kuwet or tuldok. Okay, what is our choice? Ano ang ating tumpak na choice for number 12? Bantas na ginagamit sa paghiwalay ng mga salita, kuwet or tuldok. Ito po, of course, ang mga items na lumalabas sa let Okay, so yung ating mga Team Skinner babies, hindi na po magugulat, hindi na masyashock, hindi na manginginig, hindi na mangingisay, hindi na himatayin. Once you take the LET, kasi handang-handa na po tayo. Nakita na natin kung ano yung mga items, no, na ating ine-expect na nandyan sa LET. Alright, bantas na ginagamit sa paghihiwalay ng mga salita, kuwet ang ating tumpak na choice. Okay, tuldok, of course, that's your period, usually found at the end of your sentence, no? Sa hulihan ng inyong pangungusap. Now, what about the rest of the things that you might see in the LET, no, regarding your different bantas? Ellipses, ito po yung pagkaltas ng mga salita mula sa isang pangungusap. Ang ellipsis po ay tatlong tuldok na magkakasunod, no? So, that would be your ellipsis. Tuldok kuwet, that would be your semicolon in English. Ito naman po ay nilalagay sa pagitan ng dalawang sugnay, no? Between two clauses. Okay, sa pagitan ng dalawang sugnay, or sometimes the word should be ginagamit siya sa paghihiwalay ng dalawang sugnay na magkakasunod. So that would be tuldok kuwet. Okay, pero here, hinahanap natin is kuwet. We go to number 13. He is a black sheep in the family. What figure of speech is this? Personification or metaphor? What's your choice? Okay, napakadali. Napakadali for number 13. He is a black sheep in the family. What figure of speech is this? Okay, I see metaphors for number 13. And ang tumpak na choice here, of course, would be metaphor. Now, remember the difference between simile and metaphor. Ang simile mo po ay merong words na as and like. Ang metaphor naman po ay wala. No? So, he is a black sheep in the family. Wala siyang as or wala siyang like. And so, metaphor po ito. Personification or pagtatao, no, sa Filipino, binibigyan mo ng katangian ng isang tao ang isang bagay na hindi naman tao, no? For example, you say, the sun is smiling down at me. The sun is smiling down at me. That would be an example of personification, okay? Pero metaphor for number 13. We go to number 14, ang maikling guhit na inilalagay sa pagitan ng dalawang pantig na pinaghahati sa pagitan ng tambilang salita o sa dalawang salitang pinagkakabit ay salungguhit o gitling. Ano pong ating tumpak na choice? Very easy. Okay, I see gitling. Ang bibilis yung mag-type, ha? Gitling, gitling, gitling. Bilis. And so, ang tumpak na choice, of course, would be gitling, your dash or your hyphen. Okay, so gitling. Ang ating hinahanap, ang salungguhit po would be your underline. Okay, so underline naman yung salungguhit. Gitling is tumpak for 14. 15, she is famous for the love sonnet she wrote, Ofelia de Malanta or Paz Marquez Benitez. Sino po ang ating tumpak na choice? Okay, who is our choice? Ayan, sabi ni Facebook user, before mag-start sa Gurong Pinoy, lagi akong ligwak, as in walang alam. But now, lagi nang kasama sa mga pasado. Hanggang December sana, of course, di ba? Okay, so alam kong nararamdaman niyo ang inyong improvement, yung inyong pagbabago. At alam ko po na naikukumpara nyo. Of course, some of you here also are enrolled in some face-to-face review centers. No? At yung ibang review centers pa nga po, merong mga nag-e-enroll sa amin, sinasabi bawal daw po sa kanila. Wala pong right yung review centers. Sa pagbawalan kayo, sana nga po ay open pa sila, di ba? Sana nga po encourage pa nila kayo. Kasi yung purpose naman ng mga review centers ay kayo po ay matulungan maipasa yung inyong licensure exam for teachers. So dapat hindi po nire-restrict na mag-enroll sa online class, for example, or dito sa Gurong Pinoy kung alam naman nilang maipapasa nyo yung LET, no? Marami pa nga nagtatap dito galing sa Gurong Pinoy pagkatapos kiniklaim, di ba? So sa amin okay lang. Alam naman ng mga top notchers at mga pasado natin, mga passers natin kung ano yung katotohanan. Okay? So wala pong bawal dito. And so, of course, we are very happy na kayo po'y natututo at kayo po'y ready na para sa inyong nalalapit na test. Okay, what is our choice? Alright, so sabi dito, she is famous for the love sonnet she wrote. Ang ating pong tumpak na choice dito is Ophelia Di Malanta. Okay? Di siya nalalanta dahil siya ay in love. Alright? So yan po yung inyong magiging hint. Si Ophelia ay di malanta-lanta dahil siya ay in love. No? So palagi kasi siyang gumagawa, nagsusulat ng kanilang mga love sonnets. Alright? So Paz Marquez Benitez naman, of course, is known for her work na Dead Stars, no? About love din naman siya, no? So, about a person, a guy who was navigating through love and life, no? That's the story of Dead Stars. But here, Ophelia Di Malanta, ang ating tumpak na choice. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Roms, di malanta, no? Sana all hindi nalalanta dahil sa pag-ibig. All right, we go to 16. She is like a sunshine. What figure of speech? Ay, nako, sorry po. Merong answer, no? Hindi nalipat yung answer. Bonus item, no? So bonus po yan. Bonus tuloy. Okay, she is like a sunshine. She is like a sunshine. Okay, so it's very obvious, no? You can see naman there is a term like, and so our choice would be simile, no? Alam naman natin yung pagkakaiba ng simile at metaphor. Okay? Ang simile po sa Filipino ay pagtutulad. Baka po Filipino yung item, this would be pagtutulad. Ang metaphor yun naman po ay pagwawangis. Meron po tayong video ng ating figures of speech with Filipino translations and with examples dyan po sa ating YouTube channel. No? Huwag pong kalimutang mag-movie marathon. Alright, 17. My head is bloody but unbowed is an example of which figure of speech? Letter, or the first one is metaphor, the second one is hyperbole. What is our choice? Ayan, sabi ni Facebook user, Coach Mek, ako din po, nasa review center dito sa Cebu, pero malaking tulong po ang Gurong Pinoy sa paghubog ng aking kaalaman. Kaya thankful ako dahil sa Gurong Pinoy. Praying na ibigay ng Panginoon sa akin this year. Of course, kayang-kaya po. Haba, sino yan? Sabi ng Facebook user natin, kaya alam ko bakit hindi ako nalalanta. Wow, palaging dinidiligan, palaging in love. Hyperbole, pagmamalabis in Filipino, ang inyong choice. And of course, that will be right. Okay, so hyperbole, ang ating pong tumpak na choice. We go to 18, katangian ng isang debate maliban sa pagyayabang o pagpapaliwanag. What is your choice? Okay, napakadali. Okay, so maning-mani, alam natin, no? Once you take the let, maning-mani ang ating licensure exam for teacher sa inyo. Alam kong nako, I will be shedding out, I will be spending 600,000 pesos. Aray, mamumulubi po ako, no? So we have 300 sa top 1, 200 sa top 2, and 100 sa top 3. So that's a total of 600,000. Tapos baka meron pang 4 until 10. Okay? Alright, pagyayabang. Ang nakikita kong choice ninyo. Okay? And ang tumpak na choice, of course, will be pagyayabang. Okay? Napakadali, no? Hindi po pagpapaliwanag. We go to 19. When the North Pole is tilted towards the sun, it is summer. And when the sun shines all the time, both day and night, what is this called? Northern lights or midnight sun? What is our choice? Okay? What's your choice for number 19? Okay, 19. Ano kaya ang ating tumpak na choice, mga kaguro? Is this northern lights or midnight sun? What do you think is the right choice? When the North Pole is tilted towards the sun, it is summer. And when the sun shines all the time, both day and night, what is this called? Ang tumpak na choice, of course, natin dito would be midnight sun. Midnight sun po ang ating hinahanap.